How to select the best hosting provider for your needs, brought to you by thebesthostingreviews.com. A website is an important aspect of any business, and without a reputable hosting firm, your site may be inaccessible to visitors or clients. Hosting is a vital aspect of a website, and having to select between various hosting firms may be somewhat intimidating. You must not only identify dependable hosting companies, but you must also understand what to look for in a hosting company. Here is a comprehensive list of everything you should look for when selecting the best hosting provider for your requirements. Understanding your website's hosting requirements. Before you can contemplate which provider to use, you should first understand your hosting requirements. Begin by determining the type of website you want to create. Are you creating a website from scratch or using a platform like WordPress or Wix? Are you constructing an e-commerce website? How much traffic do you anticipate? These are critical questions to ask since they will help you limit down the type of hosting you are looking for. Server reliability and uptime. Server reliability is critical since it indicates how long a hosting service's servers remain operational. Server dependability can be quantified using numerous metrics, including downtime, uptime, and outages. Downtime is calculated as a percentage of the time a server is turned off. The amount of time a server is up and running without any problems is referred to as uptime. When services go down, this is referred to as an outage. According to hosting uptime studies, an excellent web host should ideally have an uptime of 99.94% or above. Superior hosting services can provide uptime of 99.99% or higher. Storage space available. The amount of storage space you need on your website is determined by the purpose for which it was designed. However, you must select a hosting solution that meets storage requirements. Website storage space ensures that you have enough memory to store your website's data. The current standard for a website page, according to HostAdvice, is 2 megabytes. To determine the amount of disk space required, multiply the size of your web page by the number of individuals that visit it on a daily basis. The result can then be multiplied by 30 days to get your monthly disk space utilization. Most websites only demand 1 gigabyte of storage space per month on average. Even better, consider purchasing hosting packages that provide limitless disk space. Server upgrade capability. Because of increased traffic or bandwidth, you may require more storage space to host your site. For novices, upgrading to bigger storage space and bandwidth can be costly or complicated. That is why it is critical to select a web hosting service that allows for simple upgrades of server storage space and bandwidth. Aside from greater capacity and bandwidth, upgrading servers provides the following advantages. Improved website performance and speed. Improved uptime. Increased website security. Hosting types. When searching for the right host for your website, you can pick between 3 primary forms of website hosting. There are 3 types of hosting: shared, virtual private server, VPS, and dedicated. Shared hosting is the most basic sort of service, in which you share a single server with a large number of other users. The advantage of shared hosting is that it is less expensive than other types. Websites on shared hosting servers, on the other hand, cannot run well because resources are shared across many websites. Shared hosting is appropriate for new and small websites with low traffic demands. VPS hosting is a dedicated hosting service in which you share some hardware resources with other users. The advantage of VPS is that you have complete control over your server and its resources, allowing you to manage it and operations such as adding and removing software. A dedicated service is one in which you hire out a dedicated server, which means that your site will be the only one on the server and will have complete access to all of its resources. The advantage of dedicated hosting is that it is faster than VPS and provides greater performance, which helps your site rank higher in search results. Enterprises and company owners should consider dedicated hosting. Pricing. The ideal hosting service should be economical enough to meet your website's requirements. Consider the features provided by each provider while comparing the prices of different services. Some may supply more than others while charging the same amount as other suppliers. Consider the expense of subsequently increasing your service and ensuring that you will still get good value for your money by selecting the suitable package. Shared services typically range in price from $2.49 to $15 per month. VPS and dedicated hosting plans range in price from $80 to $730 per month to hundreds of dollars. However, there are numerous solutions in between that are both cheap and affordable. Loading rates. The bandwidth and disk space you have allocated to manage traffic determine the loading speed of your website. Your provider should be quick enough to keep your website running smoothly. Using free tools like Pingdom, you may compare the loading speeds of various hosting companies. Check the location of your hosting provider on Google Maps and compare it to your target audience. If the majority of your target audience is in the United States, you should select a hosting company with servers in the United States. Determine whether your website needs static or dynamic material. Static content is faster than dynamic content because it uses fewer server resources. Security. Regardless of the sort of hosting you select, the security of your website is critical. It's best to choose a service that has services. Daily backups, manual WordPress updates, anti-malware scans, and malware protection. When it comes to safeguarding your website, upgrading the servers on your selected provider is insufficient. When choosing a service to meet your needs, you must make informed decisions. Compare the security features of various providers and select a provider that offers HTTPS for increased website traffic security. You can also invest in a dedicated server to provide additional security against DDoS attacks. Customer support options. If you lack the necessary expertise, managing your website and hosting services can be challenging. It is critical to select a service provider that provides significant customer assistance. Various suppliers provide various methods of customer service, such as live chat, email, fax, and phone calls. If you wish to use their support options, some providers demand you to upgrade your package. Consider the constraints on obtaining customer support services supplied by different providers, much like the rates of the plans, to get the most bang for your buck. Conclusion. In conclusion, selecting the appropriate hosting company may appear difficult, but it doesn't have to be if you know what things to consider. Before making a decision, conduct research on several providers, keep up with industry news, and compare the services provided by each supplier. Once you've decided on one, keep a close eye on your sites over the first few weeks after switching over to see if you made the proper choice. Also, bear in mind that even though your hosting provider is dependable, it may occasionally have outages. To learn more about how hosting works and find the best hosting provider for your needs, head over to thebesthostingreviews.com.